Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickback Garage. In this video we are going to commence with the Series 1 build. Ooh, really looking forward to that. I've got the old whiskey out today, and when I get the whiskey out, you know it's going to be a good one. So if you fancy a watch, grab yourself a coffee. I'll see you after the intro.
Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt ifra. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde brått la oss sommer.
Right, before I start on the Series 1 stuff, I just want to tell you what's going on in the garage. Just a quickie. As you see, I've got a beautiful looking LD here. Now, in the next video, I think I am going to try and sort this out. The owner brought it over to me because he wanted it to fit a Veritronic ignition on it. And when I was going to try and start it up yesterday, clean out the carb, the kickstart is not behaving. I press it down, it doesn't return. And the strange thing is, not a strange thing, these are quite odd machines. I've never messed around with the LD before, so I'm quite looking forward to it, although I've got some anticipation there. But what I think I have to do in the next video on this one is remove the kickstart what's-a-majig. And if you haven't messed with these, they're completely different than anything else you've ever done. Anyway, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm hoping that I can get a little bit of money in the kitty to go towards the Series 1. I've also got another project on the bench there. Let's have a look. Right, on the bench here, I'm so pleased with my setup of the garage because I can now, I've now got loads of bench room. So this is a TS1 engine I picked up together with my Series 1 for a friend that I'm doing a rebuild on. I've changed the main seal. I had a bit of a niggle here, I really have to tell you. It's quite a funny one. It came with bearings and seals. I fit new bearings in the mag house, and I was really shocked over the fact that there was a massive gap between the flywheel bearing and seal. And yes, you guessed it, he has sent me LE type seal, and this is a GP crankshaft. So I had to order that, so I'm waiting for that. As you see, the silent blocks are removed. I got new silent blocks. I'm going to fit those this evening after I made that video. And it's basically a case of just waiting for the parts. The piston and the, where are you? The piston, the piston and the barrel there actually look quite good. It has lost a little bit of compression. The seals were leaking both from the mag house and from the what's it called, drive side oil seal. So and as you can see, this is probably gearbox oil, and it was blowing all over the place. So I'm going to seal that up properly. But what I have done, I've ordered new piston rings for the piston, and I'll be able to get that together. And jobs are good. And hopefully, I'm really hoping, I've got a couple of days off at Easter, so I'm really hoping I can get this done during Easter. So the exciting thing is, I ordered parts from a scooter center in Germany. If I've got a bit of an echo, I'm sorry about that. I've lost my dead cat. It's in the garage somewhere. I probably kicked it under the bench or something, so it might echo a bit more than normal. But anyway, my parts for the Series 1, they have already turned up. What's that? 4 days from Germany. That's pretty good, and it wasn't express. So I'm really pleased with that. That means that it keeps me busy this weekend. And let's have a look what I got, shall we? I got some stickers. My son, Sebastian, he wants to go for a red, white, and blue theme on the Series 1 there. Not my choice of colours, but I think it's going to look pretty, might look a little bit different. It's good to get a bit of fresh eyes on a scooter. And he's going to go through all the details of how he wants that to look. And it might look a little bit different. So we got some stickers there. Most importantly, what I think I'm going to do with the stickers, I'm going to brush them with scotch pad, so it looks like they've been sat on there for a while. I splashed out, this is the most expensive part that I paid for. It's the Casa Performance end plate with the holes. It makes, yeah, they got the dowels. It makes shimming the gearbox a lot easier, and because this is the old type Cyclone 5, they can be a bit of a pain. So that's going to ease me on that, and I'm obviously going to, it's a DL200 engine. I haven't opened it yet. We're going to have a look at that in another video. But so once I've opened that and shimmed the gearbox, I'm going to also convert the end case to the LI type ramp because I prefer those. What else have we got? Let's have a look. I got Casa Performance engine bar. These are really, really nifty. I've talked about these before. Obviously, the engine bar is machined flat on the top, so that when you fit this into your scooter and rotate this end, you rotate both the offset cones at the same time. Now, in the olden days when we used offset cones, they were a bit of a pain in the arse because they could twist, and I was forever having a wonky rear wheel because they'd twisted in the frame. This doesn't do that, and I saw the manifold was really, really close to the frame, and I'm hoping this will solve that issue. So that was good. Obviously, what are you doing? That's a whiskey for you. SOUK clips, a definite must if you're going to do something like that. It just makes life so much easier. Grips. I have bought, what's this? What have I bought? What's that? What is that? Is that seals? It is, yep. It's the BGM seals. I like those. Got a set of those. I bought this. You know what that is? If you don't know what that is, go and have a look at that video that goes up in that corner now. It's obviously the drip tray for the tank. Was missing that. Just some small bits and bobs. Exhaust gasket for TS1. Studs and bolts. 2 sets, just in case, you never know. If you don't get it airtight. That is little end bearing. That's actually bought for the TS1 that's on the bench there. Going to change that as well. There's no point saving stuff like that. On that, I bought the BGM rear brake cable. Very nice, thank you very much. Saves you a lot of faffing about if you need to take out the engine in a hurry. I was missing the rubber buffers that are on the strut. Talking about the strut, one of those is bent, so that's also another video. I have to bend that back up again where the rear footboard fits. I don't think it's going to be a problem because it's not, judging by the way it's sitting on the panel, I don't think it's bent in, it's just bent down. So we'll have a look at that later. That's something, all exciting stuff, lots of stuff happening obviously. New bolts, nuts, they're for the shock. I prefer those for the ones with the nylock, not the original type. And yes, very nice. There are the piston rings for the TS1. Thank you very much again. And I bought a kickstart rubber. I'm not sure why, because I'm not missing one. It's just stuff like that happens. And I bought the little, I noticed I was missing the little rubber buffer on the stand, so I bought one of those as well. And I've got more. I bought my favourite tyre. I love the tread on these. I've been really, really happy with them. Quite easy to fit, although some people say they're not, on tubeless. Like I said in the first video, I really want to make this as safe as I can. It's a lot easier for me if I use the same tyres and stuff on this that I use on mine, because that means if he gets a flat, then I've got a spare wheel lying around. So I've got 2 of those. Did I say what they are? No, they're the Mitas or Sava Monsoon. Really nice grip. And for Norwegian and probably UK weather as well. Rains quite a lot in the summer. Good for rain. Great for rain. Right, let's have a look. What else have we got? We have bought the tubeless rims. Now, brace yourself. Get ready for a bit of a shock. Right, has chosen red rims. Wow. That is certainly something I wouldn't have chosen, but be exciting to see what it looks like once we've put those on. Now, the biggest nightmare for me, I mean, he's all right. He chose the red rims. The biggest nightmare for me is when they're painted like this, it's going to be really difficult to get those tires on without marring them. Oh, dear. Piece of cake. That's 4 minutes of my life that I'm not going to get back. Let me show you how I pop these into place. It's always good for a laugh, isn't it? Right, I'm going to show you how I get these to seat on the bead. Take out the valve cap. I actually use a bicycle valve core. Take a router, if that's a word. Come on. These rims, by the way, are FA Italia, which are the same producers as the ones I have for BGM. So what I do now is I've taken out the valve core. I just use an air gun, not one of those Philly tire air guns, just to shock air into the tire and press it over onto the bead. And then while the air is in there, put my finger over, stick in the valve core, screw it down, pump up some more air. Hopefully, we should have a sealed tire. Oh. Right, I'm just going to wipe off this soap. The moment of truth here, to see if I actually marred the rims. I think the biggest secret to not messing up the rims is actually if you use enough soap when you are sliding the tyre lever in between the tyre and the rim, it slips through a lot easier as well. So you've got a bigger chance of not marring them. But I have to say, the paint, I wasn't gentle with these. I actually did use about 4 minutes putting them on. And the paint has held up big time. No, nice. If you remember, if you saw the first video, you would have noticed that it's got some primer here. Now, on the Homecast, this was missing, like I said. Or there was another one fitted, and it didn't fit. It was a lot smaller. This one fits actually perfect. Don't have to do a thing there. But I reckon they've done a bit of I thought they'd done a bit of a repair, and I was right. If we look under here, then they've welded on a bit of a monster lug there, and drilled and tapped a new hole. That'll work fine. Only problem being is it's not quite in center. This is, you probably might be able to catch that on the camera. This is a couple of millimeters facing the rear. So what I'm going to have to do is, when I fit the mudguard, before I fit the mudguard, I'm going to have to elongate the holes, because what was happening with the mudguard was, it was flush on one side of the leg shield and not on this side, on the opposite side. So if I elongate the front hole on this one, then I should be able to slide it so that I'll position that enough so that I can get it to sit tightly on its rubbers. This, Sebastian has decided he wants me to paint, and I have no idea what paint this is. So I went into my local paint shop and they mixed me up a can of blue, which I think was sort of the same. Problem with this is, you probably can catch that on camera as well. It's like 2 shades of blue, where they've just not hit and where they've hit, and it's a little bit blotchy. But I want to keep that sort of blotchy effect. And what I think I'm going to do is, I'm going to take off the Homecast grill, give it a coat of paint. Aluminium, you have to use a special type of primer. I'm not going to use any primer in the hope that this is going to let go. So it'll get a little bit blotchy and look like it's been used a little bit. And that goes for this as well. I'm going to give it a bit of a blue, splash of blue. I'm just going to put some paper over the top. Hopefully, if I'm diffuse enough, you won't be able to see. It doesn't mind if it's blotchy. What I'm worried about is if I get a line over there. So, yeah. So what I did, I went to the paint shop, like I said. I got paint matched. It's about as close as I could get it. Probably a tad darker. But I'm not too worried about the finish. I just want it to look like it was done a few years ago. And on the other side of the mudguard here is a grey paint that I found. It's not quite the same shade as the scooter. But in my eyes, that's close enough, because what I can do, I can mat it down with a dirty emerald cloth, and I think it's going to look out all right. It's not going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's going to look like it's been on there for a while. This one, absolutely buggered. This is the original mudguard. You can see there's some dents in there, but what they've actually done, they've beat it out, and it's blown up like a balloon. If you take a closer look on a Series 1 and 2, they're quite flat at the side there. And that has been bent outwards. So it's done a terrible job. So this is really, it's really trash, to tell you the truth. So what I'm going to do is, I've primed this. This is the grey mudguard that was on it on the first video. And I'm going to give this a lick of paint. As you see, I have not prepped it whatsoever on purpose. So if you want a shiny scooter, don't do this. And the paints as well that I've chose, I got mixed up, were silk matte. Not quite matte, but a bit matte. And as you can see, there's some holes and some notches. And the base colour that I put on here, it has reacted. Can you see that? It's reacted to the really shitty Vietnam primer. And I don't mind that. Because what I'm going to do, like I said, is, and you can see it here, some cracking. I'm going to just give it a bit of a dusting with paint, and we'll give it a bit of a mat over with a dirty cloth once it's dry, and hopefully it should match the rest of the scooter. So that's the front mudguard painted. It is a very light shade of grey, slightly more white than the original colour. But as I said, I've got some magic tricks. Hopefully it won't stick out like a sore thumb. Note on the left there, I have covered my fancy new bench with a blanket. Very nice, thank you very much. I didn't fancy painting that white. And if you look there at the fork, that is painted in a newer shade of white grey. I can see the difference, but not really when the mudguard's on and that. So, and I'm keeping that. That's why I'm keeping that dirty. And if you go up into the roof, there, the Homecast. Oh, what you doing? What you doing that for, lad? There you go. The Homecast grill, the Homecast looks good. The Homecast grill looks good. Once that's dried, I'm going to mat it down. You won't be able to see the difference in the colour there. As I said earlier, it's 50 shades of blue anyway. And I've not been sitting on my arse. I've actually done some things to the Series 1, and I thought I'd run through those now at the end of the video. Another thing I've done to the scooter, as you can see, I've fit some sickles. Woo, really fancy. Now, these were meant for my Series 2. I didn't quite fancy one there, to tell you the truth. I've got that Homecast embellisher, and I thought that was so gary that was enough for me on that one. But on this one, this is going to suit it really good. Like the last theme on the Shrekmobile, if you remember, was like a Steve McQueen, what's he called? Leonard McQueen, what's he called in English? You know, the cartoon, Rusty's, all that sort of stuff. So I did that. But this has got the flash on the lightning bolt on the side. I think it looks really cool on this. I dropped it. I snapped the corner there by accident. I did that before I was going to fit it on mine. But on this scooter, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. I think it's all right. I have, I love that. Oh, and another thing I've done, I have matted that down. It was really shiny chrome. I matted that down with some emery pad, so that's not too shiny. And I've fit the panel handles the correct way. So while I had the headset top off, I was looking at the Speedo. I didn't notice it. I didn't notice this. One of my followers on Facebook noticed when I put out some pictures there. If you don't follow me on Facebook, go and do that. I'm also on Instagram, by the way. But anyway, what he noticed was I was bragging about the fact that it had gone very little mileage. It's 266 miles on the clock. Now that, to me, means that I think I've got a bit of a reproduction Speedo on this, because in Norway, I'm pretty sure they were delivered with kilometers. What I've done while I've got the headset top off is fit this beautiful, gorgeous thing. I'll throw up a picture here. Have a look at that. Feast your eyes on that, lad. I absolutely love these. If you want to fit a quick action throttle on your scooter, then buy nothing but the Scooter Loopy John item. Shiggy Chambers, he sells those. And go and hunt him down. What's he called? Oh, damn it, I always forget his website. Such a nice lad too. Anyway, so I'm sure someone will, when I found out that, I'll post it in the comments below the video. But you can get all of these. The reason why I like these is because they are absolutely bulletproof. They have a really nice curvature, so it doesn't feel unnatural, the snappiness of the throttle. And they're made out of brass. I love things made out of brass because they don't wear at the same rate as the aluminium counterparts. Another thing I've done, I have shimmed up the handlebar, so that's nice and tight. I do need to weld up the ends here. Where are you? Can you see me? The ends of the handlebar here, and there. But yeah, I'm fighting with myself. I've completely used up the budget on this build, and it looks like I have a master cylinder that I had on my Series 2. The seals were gone on that. I managed to get hold of some new seals from Scooter Centre. I am going to have a go at replacing the seals and see if I can get that to work as it should. And if I do that, I've got some really nice chap who wants to donate a hydraulic disc brake. I think it's a Scooter S or something like that, but that'll do. It's a lot better than the Series 1 hub. I will go through that if that turns up. And people have actually offered to donate stuff for this project, and that is really, I'm touched. I really am. But it's for a good cause. It's to get some young blood into the scooter scene, I suppose, and get this project moving and get some videos. So that's all I've got for this video. Not a lot really, just some cosmetics. But I'm really looking forward to take out the engine. I really have to be finished with that one before I can get this one out on the bench. We'll have a look at that after I've done the LD. Hopefully, that should give me some funds for some parts that I'm missing. And I have to sort out this gearbox, have a look at the engine. Going to be interesting to see what's in there. Change the seals, obviously. And what I thought I'd do was, I thought I'd grovel. I hate groveling. But what I thought I'd ask you is, I have had so many people asking me if I can fit a SIP Speedo. So what I'm going to ask is, if you throw some money in the kitty, it doesn't need to be much, but if there's enough of you, and I get like 100 quid or something like that, then I'll put that towards a SIP Speedo, and I'll fit a SIP Speedo on this. I really hate those things. I prefer to use the GPS, the B-line, and maybe a Trial Tech if I really want head temperature. But I've had so many requests on how to fit a SIP Speedo that if you want to throw some money in the kitty, go buy me a coffee. I'll buy one of those, and I'll fit it to the Series 1, which is by far the worst scooter you can fit a SIP Speedo to, because there just is no room in the headset. And yeah, that should be interesting. So, I love you and leave you. Loads of videos coming up, so keep tuned. And I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!